Hey everybody, how are we? I hope everybody is well, staying out of the sun, having a good day. I am okay, better than I was last night. We met Jackie last night. I met Jackie Kelly last night. We're best friends from when we were like children, like back to 6 years old. So we could sit there and talk about anything, and right away we pick up and we could vibe, we could talk. We have so many stories, you know what I mean? So I went, met him. I felt comfortable enough with everything. You know, a lot of people are, and this is not. Nobody wants to get podcasts done more than me. Now, I don't know how honestly somebody's gonna message me who can act like they watch videos or watch any videos, because I keep everybody updated. That the whole reason I haven't started podcast is because I don't know how to use the equipment. I have to learn how to use it. I get a message from somebody like, dude, you got the equipment, like what the hell are you waiting for? Like, nobody wants to see these car videos. Like, dude, I've been putting car videos out to put some content out. Like, I got left out hung and dry again by somebody else. And the reason I had somebody else is because I don't know how to do any of this stuff. The only thing I know how to do is talk. And that's why I do car videos, is because it's the simplest thing and I know how to do it. And I get a video like, dude, like, stop doing the car videos, like, do the fucking podcast. You have all the equipment, what are you waiting for? Like, and I was just, and it was right after, and I'm gonna get to this, right, for people who haven't seen the post. I mean, it was such a fucking awesome interview. We got into everything I wanted to get into, and there's a reason I started with Jackie. Because there's so many things he's done. There's so many things he's accomplished. And I want to highlight all that stuff. And because we're so comfortable with one another. The interview just flows so fucking well. And it was awesome. It went fucking awesome. And we went down the Navy Yard in Charlestown. We had a perfect setup. It was just awesome. I'm like, oh my God, that's gonna be awesome. And no, I'm still not 100% comfortable, but I want to get this. I'm getting a lot of pressure from followers and supporters, but like I said, nobody wants this more than me, so it's not. I want to get content out there, but what I want to get out there most is interviews in the podcast, because that's what's gonna get the most engagement. That's what's gonna jumpstart everything. Do you know what I mean? Like, for this kid to send me this fucking message, like, he has no idea what's going on. Like, I'm just sitting there on the equipment, like, lazy, and I just don't want to do this. Like, why do you think I had this other kid? Like, why do you think, like, all this was about? Why I've waited all that time? I was waiting on this fucking kid because he's the one that knows how to do everything. Like, I don't know how to do anything, and I never did. I've never touched a laptop in my life up until this week, up until I bought this laptop. And I mean that. That's not a lie. I've never touched a laptop in my life. It's the first time I ever touched a laptop in my life. So I've never worked a laptop. I've never worked a camera. Like, and I got home. I couldn't wait to get home. First thing I did was go get the laptop, plug it in, plug the camera into it and start importing the content from the camera into the laptop, and then I turned it on, and there was no audio, and I couldn't figure out why. And me and Lorraine, and thank God Lorraine was there, really, because I felt so dejected at that moment. Like, because I went from so up to so down. I was so relieved that I finally got this. I felt comfortable enough with all the stuff. Jake had come over. He had showed me enough. When I went to try to mess around with some stuff, I kind of forgot. He had walked me through some stuff on FaceTime. I wrote stuff down. Do you know what I mean? Plus, I also have to work on Jake's time too. Like, Jake's got a family. I'm trying. I want this so bad. I don't want to keep reposting other people's content. Like people say they love the car stories because of the realness, so for this kid to say like that's his personal feeling, and he's basically saying like no one wants car stories no more. Like it was the most ignorant fucking comment, and it was like he's never listened to one thing, and it has no idea all this shit that's not only took place in my life to get to this point, but since I've started doing social media, the hurdles I've had to go through to get to this point. The reason we had to do the GoFundMe to get all the equipment, because everything was fine. We were in the studio. We had Enzo. We just did one podcast with me, and then did Jackie, and then we lost all the fucking all the footage from that, and then boom, they stopped letting us book studio time, and that's why we had to do the GoFundMe, because we had no studio time anymore. And then I start getting all the equipment, and then Enzo's too busy. And then it goes from Enzo being too busy to Enzo just flat out ghosting me. So now I'm left with all this equipment, but have absolutely no idea how to use it. So now I'm like, I have to. So this may be a good thing. I have to learn how to use it. I have to. I'm not a very technical person. I could learn. I'm somebody who can remember like fucking where sports stats and shit like that, and world history, but I'm not somebody who knows how to learn how to fix things, and I'm just not a very technical person, never have been. So it worried me that it was going to be hard, but I tried my hardest, and I sat in my house and I just kept working on stuff, finding reasons to try to learn how to do this stuff as fast as possible, so I can get to doing this stuff on my own and knowing how to do everything on my own, so I didn't have to rely on anybody else anymore, and then it's just all me, and then I could just do this. It's just like Bobby does his and Maddie does his. They don't have to rely on anybody. They could just do their shit when they do it, and that's why they bang out their content, and it is what it is. And now, and I felt fucking so good that I thought I did it right, and it turned out, I found out what it was. I didn't turn the mic on. I didn't have the mic on. So now at least I know what it is. So it's a mistake I won't make next time. I'm pretty sure next time At least it's Jackie. At least it's one of my closest friends, so I can just turn around and do this interview again. It's not like it's somebody that's like, Jesus, this is the third time. I'm not coming back. Like, this is the third. I've interviewed Jackie twice for podcasts, and the whole footage got lost the first time, and now all the audio got lost. I know some people, my real followers from the beginning, know everything that we've been going through, trying to get this on track, and that it's been a lot, and that I've been trying my hardest. But the ones that don't, and to make a comment like that, especially like I had just fucking found out that I lost all the audio, and that awesome podcast we just did on the water down the Navy Yard will never be heard or seen. It was a waste. But the best thing the most positive way I can try to look at it is it's just a practice run, and it'll hopefully be better the next time. But people need to try to see and meet people where they're at, and try to, like, not just, like, really just say things, you know what I mean, without thinking them through. And I don't know, I'm just trying to think, like, you know, how you just say something so ignorant. And clearly you haven't been watching and listening to the videos, because I've been keeping everybody updated as much as possible, completely updated. Do you know what I mean? To the point where, like, people are complaining about me wasting time in videos talking about such things. But you know what? I don't care. I have to keep the people that do care about these things, that need to be told on these things, and me just not getting into, you know, the fucking the carnage and shit like that people only want to hear. Like, I have followers that need to know what's going on, and when I'm going to get into the actual podcast. This is called Hard Time Real Talk Podcast, and that's what we're getting into, is the podcast. So I need to update people on what we're working to with the podcast, because that's what we're working towards. That's what I'm working towards. And it's been fucking roadblock after roadblock after speed bump after roadblock after one thing after another. But I could tell you one thing, and for those that know me, they know I'm not gonna let it get in the way. I'm not gonna not bounce back right up. You know, I'm not gonna lay down and play dead and give up. I am gonna bounce back, like Bobby Lucas's podcast says. I am gonna bounce back, get right back up, and keep fighting, because that's who I am. That's what I am. I set a goal in place. I set a long-term goal. I set short-term goals. That's, you know, a short-term goal and a long-term goal. I have long-term goals, short-term goals within the long-term goals, but I'm not just gonna, like, because of all these issues, just give up on this podcast. Yes, it gets frustrating, and yes, hearing that people are complaining to people about things when, like, there's reasons that I have to do certain things, because there's been so many issues. That there's people that haven't been there from the beginning and don't know everything that we've been through. So, I mean, that's the best way I can wrap everything up. You know, we did a great fucking interview yesterday and lost it. So, we're gonna do another one hopefully tomorrow. And, I think I know what I'm doing now. I'm pretty sure I do. So, well, we're gonna do that. I know Jackie has a pretty free schedule, and hopefully that comes out great, and then we'll know. We'll use the blueprint from there and know that we did this right, we didn't do that right. Oh, we gotta fix this. You know, we gotta work on that. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what we'll do each and every episode. Try to get better at this. You know, work on whatever we have to work on and fix whatever we have to fix. And it's a work in progress. I'm just beginning. I don't know how to do a lot of this stuff. From the beginning, all I wanted to do was this. Just talk. Just interview. I didn't want to have to do any of the technical stuff. But it's the best laid plans, right? Sometimes things work out different than how you have them planned. So I would appreciate if people would work with me. Okay, I love yous all. I appreciate every single one of yous, even the people that are complaining. I still appreciate yous if you support. I'm just trying to let yous know what's going on. You have to know what's going on, and you have to know that there's been things going on for 2 months that I've been having issues. 2 different people that were supposed to do work with me have, for whatever reason, I don't know. I don't see why, because I know this is going to be a success. I don't know why they don't. I feel like they did, and they felt that way. I don't know if they still do or what happened, if that's why they left. But I know it's going to be a success. And I'm not conceited. I've never been a conceited person. Maybe I have been a little bit, but I know this is going to be successful. I know it is. I know it's a little different than everybody else's in a little way, and for some reason it's got something different that makes it, I don't know, unique. Ours is going to be a little unique, and I think it's going to work a little better, and it's going to really be successful. It really is. So I really hope everybody sticks with me, because I am going to get to the podcast, right? I've tried. We've got there, and we've had issues, right? Tomorrow night or tomorrow day, we're going to shoot another one with Jackie. I'm pretty sure everything's going to go the way it's supposed to. And then once we look at that and fix that, I'm going to do Jake. Okay? I'm supposed to meet Jake on Tuesday. And he knows all that stuff anyways. So I'm going to have him look at things and give me a little help, so he can give me some more guidance to get a little better at this. Do you know what I mean? Because he's pretty good at this, and that'll be an awesome interview too. So those are 2 great guests, 2 great interviews, and then I've got so many I don't even know where to start. I want to get Shannon right at the beginning, because her message is so powerful. I want to grab a lot of recovering addicts from the beginning. I want to grab a lot of in the greater Boston area. There's a lot of recovery addicts and alcoholics in the demographic of 20 to 50. I want, like, everybody that supports me, everybody that's somehow involved, to share everything to every addict, alcoholic in the greater Boston area. Anyone who goes to meetings, to addicts and alcoholics in that demographic, and try to get all those people as supporters. And we're going to start putting a lot of people in recovery on this podcast. Okay? Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.